this game feels a whole lot better the minute you get your hands on it with a proper SNES controller. Now, of course, your main button, your jump button, B, the big yellow button right at the bottom, right beside your thumb. See that, Nintendo? That's how you jump. Y is attack. Y, you hold it in, you run, you tap it to attack. This is not the jump button, Nintendo. This is not a GameCube controller. Start will pause your game, and if you've already beaten the level you're currently on, you can tap select to exit the match. Of course, your D-pad controls your movements, and when you're on the menu screen, tapping L and R will give you cheats, which none of us would ever use. For its time, Donkey Kong's graphics were nothing short of astonishing. It was one of the first games to use 3D pre-rendered sprites, and this brought a lot of interest in from the media and undoubtedly brought them a fair amount of sales. Now, this sort of attention was bound to prompt a little bit of a backlash from other producers and directors who didn't want Donkey Kong stealing their limelight. And on to that, Shigeru Miyamoto. Shigeru stated that Donkey Kong Country showed that users were willing to put up with mediocre gameplay as long as the art is good. I'm sorry, Shigeru, but the art isn't just good, the art is fucking amazing. I mean, everything about this game was so much attention to detail put on. Even, pick you up, the little instruction manual. Now, I don't know if you can see that perfectly, but it's beautiful. It's really nicely done, and on every page or so, Cranky makes fun of the instruction manual itself. It even shows how the game was created. It leaves the notes. Of course, Cranky takes the piss out of notes, saying they're not even needed. This game, just everything about it. The box art equally is brilliant. And I'm sorry if you didn't put as much attention to detail with the art in Mario and you concentrated more on the gameplay. The Mario games do show it in the gameplay, but slagging off Donkey Kong for having great graphics, that's bullshit. Its graphics are great and its gameplay is great. But this is section supposed to be about graphics. In which case, Donkey Kong rules. Luckily, a few years later, Shigeru Miyamoto came out and apologised. He actually apologised for saying this about the game. He stated that Nintendo themselves at the time were putting pressure on him to use the same style. He was trying to create Super Mario World 2 at the time, Yoshi's Story. Don't know if many of you remember it, but it used a very crayon-y, colourful art style. Very impressive too, but I can see why you would get a bit pissed off if Nintendo were trying to push him to using it. Don't worry, Shigeru, we forgive you. Listen to that soundtrack. Just listen. "22 tracks, all fitted into this little cartridge, and they're all great. They're all great, and they suit the varied levels. There's tracks for winning a level. There's tracks for even dying on some single levels. And anyone who said the Gangplank Galleon theme tune isn't amazing, they're a poopy-headed liar. It is just one of the greatest gaming songs of all time. I often find one of the best ways to get through this game is to stockpile up a large amount of lives through the first and second stages. They basically fling them to you. So I'll just give a little bit of a playthrough to grab a few. Booyaka Shaw! A little bit of minecart madness. I think this is this. It's not. Can't remember which. Oh yeah, and this time around you jump out of the minecart instead of just jumping with the whole minecart. Oh, I found an alternative route. Okay, use DK first again. Get that fat ass out of the way. Yes, 2 hits. Come on, DK. Yes, DK the man. Yes, 3 hits. DK, you're on fire. Yes, 4 hits. D. Wow. He seemed to kill him quicker, did he? Probably the weight of his ass. Bingo! Whew. Too fast. Ooh. Too fast again. Ooh. Too fast again. Bring it on. Ooh. Too fast again. Ooh. Too fast. Come on. Ha 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 ha. Which one we going? Which one we going? Damn, sun's getting me ice. Come on. Final time, come on. Yes. Woo! I got it. I win. Bring it on now. Where's my banana? What? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This game not only made Rare a relative fortune, but also gives them a giant leap in popularity. They changed overnight from relative nobodies to suddenly the most lucrative developers around. The game itself sold more than 8 million copies, making it the largest selling non-release title for the console. In fact, I think it was the largest selling non-release title for any 16-bit console. The soundtrack combined with the beautiful graphics made it a hot commodity. On the other hand, some people did complain that the controls were not just as solid as Mario. And in fairness, they weren't as solid as Mario. They also complained that the hit detection was off. And in fairness, you might lose a life or two from bad hit detection. But aside from that, Donkey Kong Country actually beats Mario Bros. 3 in every other way. It also probably beats Mario World in every other way. This is why, to me anyway, it's the greatest 2D platformer of all time.